So this is the Sinopia project at Stanford University Libraries on October 11th, 2018. Sprint 1 demo by Jeremy Nelson. So in this sprint 1, we focused most of our attention on doing integration testing for the BibFrame profile editor that we did a hard fork and we call the Sinopia profile editor. So one of the things, just to kind of give some context, we hooked up Circle CI for continuous integration, and there's a link from our homepage right here in our past. And if you click on that, you get a listing of all the different branches and pushes that have been pushed up. So what I wanted to do is just show you a week ago where we sort of started and where we went through the week. So right here, you can see this is was finished 7 days ago. If you click on the artifacts, I can show you some of the test coverage that we started with. And if we go into here, the LCOV report and hit index HTML, you can see a week ago, we didn't have very much at all. There's a lot of red there. Now, if we go to the latest master, and so this was 21 hours ago, and go and look at the same report, you see not much has changed. But we have added a lot of integration testing that we haven't actually tested specific code parts that this coverage report covers, but the testing that we did do was more about making sure that on the user side that we were testing or at least covering those aspects of the existing profile editor that we want to maintain going forward, and making sure that as we add in new functionality or remove functionality, we don't break the existing things we care about. Now, we're using to do that testing with a JavaScript or Node.js testing framework called Jest. And Jest has a plugin called Jest Puppeteer that allows you to run a Chrome browser window and allows you to script certain tests or certain actions and then test for existence of what you'd expect in that test, or what would change in the user interface. So to give you a sense of what that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and run I'm in our profile editor, and let me increase the size a little bit more. So now here, I'm going to run these integration tests using Jest Puppeteer. So you can see it goes through, opens up a browser. Yes, let me rerun this again. Okay, there we go. So it's going through all these different browsers. One thing we wanted to test was loading profiles, creating a new profile, and then exporting a profile. And I'm going to go ahead and run this again, just because I had an existing process running. I didn't realize. Let's go ahead and do that again. And this way, it won't stall out on us, hopefully. There we go. So there we go, going through, test pop-up. So it's again testing values, deleting, and there we have one failure. And let's see, we'll have to go back and see what sort of the callback, and maybe because that other process is running. And I think I know why, because I decided I was going to show you what our current baseline things we were going to test. So one of the tests I wanted to show you was what we're testing is we want to test adding a new profile. So here, so I'm going to cheat a little bit and click on new profile. And then we wanted to just go to this profile and test to see if I try to export it or save it, what would happen. Now, if I save it here, you can say we get this error that parts of the form are invalid. And so to actually look at the Jest test, this is the adding and removing a new profile that one of our developers, Josh, was working on. And here you can see it has, we have this described, we have these expectations that based on what's happening in the user interface, so we just display a new profile span, and you can see we're extracting some elements or values from those elements, and then we're testing against that. And here you can kind of see everything what we would expect in a successful adding a new profile in our existing profile editor. One of the interesting things about that happened this past week was learning more about how to control Puppeteer, and we have sort of a baseline integration testing now for the profile editor, and so we were actually able to start on this sprint one customization, including user interface as well as functionality additions to the profile editor, so that we can actually meet our first milestone of releasing this profile editor on AWS. Now, if you look right here, you notice we actually have, working with Rob Smith, our DevOps person on the project, we were able to get a running Docker container up on Docker Hub running on AWS using Terraform. And this is the link where you can actually see that. Let's see. If we go right here, so then also what we started on this, some initial conversations in this sprint was looking at how we can start doing integration testing for the actual BibFrame editor that we've did a hard fork for a Sinopia editor. And we are going to now do the same thing, although there's going to be a lot more integration tests to the Sinopia editor that we just demonstrated here in the Sinopia profile editor. So this concludes our demo one for the Sinopia Sprint one. So thank you.